The Simpsons predicted that luxury brands are all made in China. In a season 17 episode, Trump returns to the White House in 2025 and slaps massive tariffs on Chinese imports. But this time, China fights back. Factories start leaking the unthinkable. Hermes, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, all made in China, only assembled in Europe to get that Made in France tag. Marge freaks out when she finds out her fake bag came from the same factory as the real one. Lisa investigates and finds workers ironing Made in France labels onto bags fresh off Chinese production lines. Meanwhile, in Paris, Bernard Arnault is in full panic mode. The illusion of luxury starts to crack. That's when Bart drops his own brand. Chinon Deluxe bags with no logo, no label, just a QR code showing the real factory. It goes viral across Springfield, and suddenly everyone's asking, what if the real luxury is that it's no longer a secret? USA economic war with China in 2025 predicted by Simpsons. It began when China imposed heavy tariffs on American goods, and the US retaliated with its own tariffs, igniting a series of economic measures that severely impacted both countries. The stock market fluctuated wildly, and many US industries collapsed under the pressure, with businesses that once thrived globally now struggling to survive. Unemployment soared to unprecedented levels, and the economy faltered. Meanwhile, China used its influence over global supply chains, making it increasingly difficult for U.S. companies to do business internationally. As the standoff continued, the U.S. dollar weakened, inflation spiked, and everyday goods became more expensive. In the Simpsons' living room, the family watched the unfolding crisis with concern, witnessing the loss of jobs, the closure of businesses, and the growing instability. The Simpsons had predicted this economic battle would only worsen, with no clear resolution in sight. Follow for more fictional stories.
So now we know why America really didn't want us to see what they was doing over in China. And if you don't know, click the search bar and see how China just froze America, that designer that you've been spending your money on, $200,000, $300, $400, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, all of your hard-earned money basically been going to knockoffs, if that's what y'all want to call them. Canal Street specials, if I might say. China is basically saying that your favorite designer gets their bags, their clothes, their shoes made in China, not Italy. So when you're thinking you get enough finest threads, you get them from China. And now China is saying that they got them for the low, like they've been had them, but they're just not keeping a secret no more. So what they're saying is that designer that we've been wearing, they've been making, and they make it for cheaper, and we might as well not buy that designer that we've been buying. It's kind of strange to me because a lot of people have been losing their lives to get designer. It's a lot of people that lost their lives over design. And you're telling me that China's been making it. All I could say is this trade war is exposing the rail from the fake and fake from the rail. If that makes sense, I'm out.
Breaking news, Trump just caved to China and lifted 40% of the tariffs he imposed on China yesterday. Trump apparently freaking out that he put a tariff on American citizens buying phones, smartphones, computers, etc., has just turned around and lifted the tariffs. So no longer do Trump's tariffs on China, again, that he announced yesterday, no longer do they apply to any smartphones or computers or anything else. That's 40% of our trade with China. Really kind of pathetic. What this shows, first of all, is Trump is now admitting that his tariffs are putting a tax on American consumers. All this time, Trump was claiming that his tariffs were putting a tax on the Chinese and the Europeans, and they were the ones that were going to pay. This morning, he admitted it's you and me who are paying. We're the ones who pay for the tariffs, American consumers, and that's why he chickened out 24 hours after he put them into place. Don't think the Chinese aren't watching this and laughing. At the same time, the Europeans announced that they're going to be having a summit with the Chinese in a few months. Macron from France is going as well. This is something I predicted, that the Europeans are going to be sucking up to China, that we pushed the Europeans into China's lap economically, but possibly even militarily, all because Trump decided to alienate them on defense, on NATO, on Russia, on Ukraine, but also on economic policy. Really kind of pathetic. Art of the deal? Yeah, I don't think so. The man caved in 24 hours to China, the big bad.
Simpsons' prediction of a war between United States and China. It started in 2025 with computer problems. Chinese hackers and American hackers kept fighting with each other. They broke each other's important computer systems. Regular people couldn't use their phones or get money from banks. Even the power went out in many places. Then big ships from both countries started playing a dangerous game in the ocean near Taiwan. Homer Simpson was watching TV at Moe's bar when the news said Chinese ships were getting too close to American ships. Stores in Springfield couldn't get new things to sell because ships weren't bringing stuff from China anymore. Prices went way up. Lisa Simpson's piggy bank couldn't buy much anymore. Both countries showed off their weapons to scare each other. The sky was full of planes. The ocean was full of ships. Space had dangerous satellites. American families couldn't buy anything to eat. Chinese families faced the same problems. Both sides lost jobs because companies couldn't work together anymore.